I'm going to record first so that this can be referred by the others. So let me share my slide. Is it clear? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh, and a very good evening, everyone. So today is our session for the Edutech postgraduate colloquium. So I was invited by faculty to share with you all about the thesis progress, submission, and examination. I will also put a bit on the rules and regulation, as some of you might not be a full research student, so there might be a combination of a third course student as well as a mixed mode student joining us today. So hopefully this can give you some overview on the rules, regulation, and procedure towards your learning here in UTM. Right, so my name is Norah binti Muhammad Noor. I'm actually one of the lecturer in Faculty of Educational Science and Technology, used to be called as School of Education, Faculty of Social Science and Humanities. And currently I'm actually doing some administration responsibility in School of Graduate Study. Okay, so I'm going to start a bit about the management perspective on all of you here as a postgraduate student in UTM. Okay, so just going to share with you all. This is actually the center or the office that is actually very important toward you as a postgraduate students. The School of Graduate Study, which is located in Skudai, UTM Johor Bahru, as well as in UTM Kuala Lumpur. So for those who have not yet coming to UTM, you might be coming here. For our faculty, you will be coming to UTM Johor Bahru. So you might be going to the School of Graduate Study office if you have any kind of issues on related towards the research. So this is more on the full research students. SRAD is the Student Recruitment and Admission Division, also located in Block F54 in UTM Johor Bahru. Right, so for all of you who coming here for registration during your first semester last time, this is actually the center or office that you go for your registration of your program. And we also have this Academic Management Division. So once you submitted the application and then you register with UTM, then you will be dealing with Academic Management Division until you graduate. Apart from directly toward the center, you also work with the faculty administration offices. So all these three offices is office located in Block F54 in UTM Johor Bahru as well as in UTM KL. So what is actually the responsibility of this center? Okay, so for the Student Recruitment and Admission Division, they are actually responsible on intake and registration process for new students. So some of you might be new, some of you already been here for a few years, a few semesters, so you have done with them. So currently you might be repeatedly work with the Academic Management Division on registration of courses. So every semester you have to register. When you register, you are actually using the system under the responsibility of this center. Okay, so then if for full research student or mixed mode student, you might be you have a supervisor, so you might want to appoint a new supervisor, you want to terminate the current supervisor or replace the supervisor, then that is actually under the responsibility of the School of Graduate Study. And for scholarship or sponsorship, that is actually available under School of Graduate Study. So that is depends on your qualification. So you will be facing some things like proposal defense, viva voce, your examination every semester, your results, or you might be doing some kind of appeal. So that is under faculty. So our new faculty was called Faculty of Educational Science and Technology. Okay, used to be when you register is the Faculty of Social Science and Humanities. So once you finish your graduation, you'll be dealing with Academic Management Division. They are the one who responsible towards your graduation letter and senate and convocation. And finally, usually during the convocation, there will be some kind of an academic awards. So that is a co-responsibility between Academic Management Division and School of Graduate Study for postgraduate students. Now, where is actually this office? So this is admission office, admission utm.my. So you can go to this website. This is for the SRAT, Student Recruitment and Admission Division. Okay, so if you have anything with your form, registration, or your friend is actually trying to join UTM, this is the website that you can bring and inform them for them to explore and get some kind of a feedback and information. While this is Academic Management Division. So this is where you can get the calendar, the academic calendar, the form, all the academic form. If you would like to differ, you would like to appeal something, just go into the link, this link form, and then you get all the related form towards your study here in UTM, the amd.utm.my. Okay. And then this is School of Graduate Study website. So this is for full research student. Most of the information is available here, but also the rules and regulation as well as procedure and guideline. You can download under the handbook and guideline. Okay, and even for those who are going to do the Viva voice later on, we'll discuss about that. And the form is available here, or you can get that from the faculty. Okay, so please interrupt me if you have any question. I might not be able to see clearly if anyone is actually asking through chat. But feel free to ask directly or write up your question in the chat. Now, finally is your faculty. Okay, so any kind of problems or information that you would like to go through and find out, please go to the faculty website. So this is more on the information, the link, the form, the guideline about your program is available here for your program. So if there is actually someone here joining us, not from Faculty of Educational Science and Technology, so you can go to your own faculty to get that further information, because sometimes there will be a further details, procedure and guideline that you have to follow based on your program. Okay, so as UTM students, I hope that you are aware about all this information is available in the website for you to follow and guide you throughout your learning here. Now, apart from that, this is a very important document. Please download this and go through all the rules and regulation as procedure that can help you to continue throughout your journey here in UTM. Okay, peraturan academic. This is actually the rules on the academic for postgraduate student. You can get this from sps.utm.my website. Okay, so all the rules on A until your graduation is available here. While for postgraduate student, full research, master and PhD, as well as Miss Mode, you will get more details under the procedure penyelidikan pascasiswaza. In English is research, postgraduate research procedure. So you will get more details under this file. Okay, for taught course and mixed mode student and postgraduate student full research, general regulation you can find from this file. Apart from that, regularly we will get some kind of academic circular from the office of from UTM, such as the latest is the changes of weekdays in UTM Skudai Johor Bahru, where we started since 1st January 2025. We started the weekdays from Monday until Friday. Used to be from Sunday to Thursday. So that is the latest academic circular available that all the UTM students should aware of. Apart from that, there will be some kind of information on the changes of academic calendar and etc. Now, each of you, whether you are actually a postgraduate student under the program, the top course program, mixed mode program, or full research program, definitely you have to write a master report, dissertation, or thesis. So for that, please follow this thesis writing guideline as well as the UTM thesis templates for writing your final report, master or dissertation or thesis. Okay, so there's kind of a guideline that can help you so that it's standard for all the postgraduate student in UTM. And there's actually a procedure for conducting online oral examination available, but I will discuss about this later on. This is some of the document that I wish all of you have already download and read through this. Okay, be careful because we have been seeing cases where students unaware that they can be in a very bad situation throughout their education, throughout their study here in UTM, because they are unaware about the rules and regulation. So sometimes your supervisor is not really aware of that, because sometimes there's a changes. So they didn't realize and didn't remind you. So you as a student, and I believe you are actually an adult student, so please be aware of this and update yourself with the information. Now, all of you as a UTM student is bound towards UTM Constitution. So this is UTM Constitution. You are also bound under University Act, or University and College University Act. I'm sorry, this is in Malay for international students, but you can actually translate this. This is the your responsibility as students here in UTM. And you can also go to our website to get all the information. You can still go into humanities.utm.my website, apart from fest.utm.my website, on some of the information which is still, we are still collaboratively provide the information towards you all. Even though we already have a new faculty for School of Education, have become a faculty now. Okay, so this is some of the link that is actually very good for you to refer again and again. So for that, I'm going to go through the postgraduate student journey in UTM for all of you. I'll start with master student talk course. Okay, for master student talk course, you will be going through a learning journey. You'll have a subject that you have to register every semester. So once you register with the program, whether you are master in educational technology students, you are master in mathematics education students. So because we actually open this, even the focus to educational technology, but it can also join by the other program students in faculty. So once you register with the program, okay, you have apply, and then you register with the program. Next, you have to register your subject that you have to sit throughout the semester. Okay, we have 2 long semester. So every semester you have to register the subject that is actually within your program. So for master thought course, usually 40 to 45 credit subject. So every semester you will register and then go into the learning activity and assessment. Please follow your lecturer. They will giving you some kind of information what to do, the assignment, the due date for the assignment submission, and then what you have, whether it's individual or it's actually a group assignment. And finally, for master thought course, you will have this research study 1 and research study 2. Usually you will register this course in your 2 final semester. Okay, so what is research study 1? Research study 1 is where you will be writing your proposal, chapter 1, 2, and 3. It will be assessed. Your research study 1 will be assessed by your own supervisor. Please follow the date that being instructed by the committee of the research study. Right, then once you pass your research study 1, you will register research study 2. There's a specific code for that subject. So in research study 2, you'll continue with your research and finishing your write-up until final chapter on discussion, methodology and discussion. Okay. Now for research study 2, you have to, if there's actually some of you is from master talk course student, so you'll be submitting your research study 2 to the system available in the faculty. round. So you have to submit your full thesis. There will be a form on ethic form, and then there will be form on the similarity index, turning in report. You also have to submit one more form there. Oh, the AI. Okay, check it on the AI. So submit through the system, and then it will be evaluated or assessed by examiner, by examiner as well as your supervisor. So that will come out with the grading. So that will, once you pass, then you have to submit the final master report submission, and your result will be bring out to the sub-senate committee approval for graduation. Once approved by GKTS, your name will be brought towards the committee senate, and for graduation, that convocation. Now for third course, you will be getting some kind of a grade. Okay, for postgraduate student in UTM, your passing grade is at least 60 out of 100, which is B minus. And overall cumulative marks, okay, points is 3.00. So less than that, you will be considered as fail. Okay, finish your master, but without the master degree. Okay, so that's the things that for the top course students. For research study start 1 and research study 2, you don't have this session called Viva Voce. Just a thesis will be checked and correction have to be done based on the panel, comment, and then return back the corrections for another assessment. So all that will be done online and just based on the report submitted. So this is for master only. We don't have top course for PhD. Okay, as an educational technology students, please be aware that you have to do a research within our scope of educational technology field. Okay, because if you are actually doing a research out of the scope of educational technology, so you will not be able, it's not suitable for you to declare I am actually an educational technology student. So please be aware of that. So when you discuss with your supervisor, sometimes they will ask you to change your topics due to this. Okay, so please aware that you are actually educational technology students. So educational technology can start from planning, during the learning and teaching, and after the learning and teaching, the system involved and anything behind that. Okay. Now, let's go to another group, which is the mixed mode students. Mixed mode is the student who have these classes. Okay, they have to register to class, they have to sit in the class and register with the subject until a certain period or semester. Then they will start registering their dissertation subject. So they'll start your research. So usually for this group of students in our faculty, you have around 20 credit of classes, okay, with grade. Okay, so you have to register your program, then you register your subject. Every semester, you continue your learning assessment, and during that time, usually you already connected with your potential supervisor. Until you finish your subject, then you register your dissertation subject code. So please be aware what is actually the code for your dissertation subject. So once you register, every semester, you finish your subject, you register with your dissertation, then you have to fill in a progress report as one of the way to assess your progress while doing your research. Okay, so the progress report every semester have to be done. So for third course master student, usually you have these 2 semester sitting with your classes, with your friend, learning throughout the semester. And then once you register, you finish that, you register with your dissertation. Then first semester, you'll go with proposal presentation or proposal defense. When you pass that, the following semester, then you go into the Viva Voce session. In order to go to the Viva Voce session, your supervisor have to suggest or nominate an examiner for your dissertation, Viva Voce presentation, your thesis assessment. For master mixed mode students, okay, for master mixed mode student, your examiner, at least 2 examiner internally from UTM. Okay, so once the name has been appointed, approved by quality academic committee in faculty level, then you are allowed to submit your dissertation for examination. You will sit for the Viva Voce. And then you have to do the correction and submit based on the result. And then your grade, your CGPA, and combination with your dissertation result is subject to whether you will be qualified for a degree or not. So you can refer to this table. So you must to make sure that your credit, your CGPA for all the subject with credit is more than 3.0, and your viva voce, your dissertation result is satisfactory. Okay, then you are qualified to being awarded the degree of Master Mixed Mode. So once you qualify, your name will be brought to the Senate Committee for graduation. Okay, this is wrong. Means you have to go to the Sub-Senate Committee for approval, then Senate Committee for graduation. Okay, I will talk about the viva voce session later on. So this is for Mixed Mode student. I'm not sure whether we have a representative here. I'm just sharing this with you all, assuming that some of you might be under this category. Okay, and finally is for research students. So for research student, you don't have any subject that you have to register every semester, except for research methodology classes, statistic classes, as well as general courses by UTM. Right, and then usually for you as a new student, you will register this subject at the first semester after you register with the UTM. Then other journey is just between you and your supervisor on your research under your supervisor. So for that, every semester will be assessed through progress report. So it's compulsory for every postgraduate research student to fill in the progress report, or else you might be having a problem later on. So it depends on the semester. So then you will defend your proposal, your first assessment, proposal, presentation, evaluation. Once you done your proposal, approved to continue your research, you can proceed and do any kind of process later on based on your methodology. And finally, once you're ready, you have to submit notification of thesis submission. Okay, notification of thesis submission or notice of thesis, NHT. You have to submit this 3 months before your plan to submit your final thesis for PhD or Master of Research. Why do you need these 3 months? Because we have to appoint the examiner. And the list of names nominated by your supervisor, discuss with you, the name of the examiner will be brought to faculty for approval, and then to JAPSU. Once it being confirmed, the list of the examiner, the chairperson involved for your exam, then letter will be sent to the examiner for appointment. Then you can submit your thesis after that, so that once you have submit your thesis, the thesis will be sent to the examiner that have been approved by JAPSU. So JAPSU is actually a committee in UTM that foresee the process of examination of viva voce within faculty level. Right, so you will go there, and then the examiner will get your thesis. They will check your thesis and give a comment and give mark for that. And then you will go through the viva voce, pass, or you'll get some grade for that. So in case you need a correction, there will be a correction and timeline for the correction. Submit back the correction, and then if done, everything is correct, satisfied, your name will be brought to the Sub-Senate Committee for approval, and then finally to Senate Committee for graduation. So the journey depends. Minimum for PhD student is 6 semester, 3 years. Maximum is 8 years, 16 semester for PhD. For Master for Research student, minimum is 2 years or 4 semester, and maximum is 8 semester, 4 years. Okay? If you are unable to submit within that time, the maximum duration, you will fail this program. So please plan your time well. Don't hide, don't MIA. again and again, please refer back to your supervisor for any kind of issue on academic part, on personal part, on career part, on whatever that you have a problem. Please discuss with your supervisor so that you will get a good advice on what to do next. So don't do your research in silo. Okay, that's my advice as a supervisor, as well as for today's. Now, I was informed that there might be some fast-track students joining this session today. So just give some brief for you all that actually what is a fast-track program in UTM. Now, for those who have no master degree, but a very good bachelor degree result, first class bachelor degree or CGPA more than 3.67 can apply for a PhD fast track program in UTM. This is open to local Malaysia and international candidates. So if you have your juniors, for some of you here are doing your PhD, you have your friends who just finished their bachelor degree, would like to apply for the fast track program with the condition that their bachelor degree is first class or more than 3.67 pointer, they can enroll into the fast track program. Right. So once you enroll and accepted by the supervisor, register with the program, then this is the thing that has to be done by the fast track students. Okay. Okay, the application method is two ways. One is direct offer from the faculty. Usually a master's bachelor degree student doing PRISM and etc. will be offered to doing a PhD directly, or a potential student. The other one is you can online application as others. Okay, just apply, submit the application with a research proposal through the system under SR-STRAT system, admission.utm.my. Now, once you join, once the fast track student join, you are in the PhD program, but within 18 months, there will be a qualification assessment done. So you have to sit in this assessment. Remember that this assessment will be done between 6 to 18 months, maximum 18 months. For those who joining the program as a fast track student, please inform your supervisor that I am a fast track student, doctor. I don't have master. I'm directly joining this program by my bachelor degree result. Okay, so I have to go with this qualification assessment so that your supervisor aware. Afraid that they might mislook and thought that you are actually a normal PhD students. Okay, now the assessment, the qualification assessment can only be done twice, 2 attempts only. So it's actually encouraged for the fast track student to do the qualification assessment at the second semester, so that in case you fail that, you can receive the qualification assessment in your third semester. So you have 2 chances for you to continue with your PhD. Then during the qualification assessment, what the student have to prepare is the proposal. So you'll be presenting your proposal to the examiner. There will be at least 3 panel of examiner assessing your proposal. The proposal have to be written properly using UTM thesis templates. Okay, to show that what is your research is all about. And they will be assessing whether you are qualified to continue your research because this proposal is suitable for PhD. So the qualification assessment decision is either you can continue, so if the proposal, the research proposal is accepted and the student can proceed to PhD level, or the research proposal is rejected, and then there will be some kind of the comment by the panel of assessor, panel of examiner, informing why the proposal was being rejected. And if being rejected, if you're actually within the 18 months, you can represent next semester, resubmit, represent next semester. Or if it's already past 18 months, then you will be considered as failed. So if you fail your fast track qualification assessment, then you just have 2 choices. Fail, you are not going to continue doing anything, or you will be informed to register master program. And you can bring your proposal to your master research program. Okay, but you have to register to your masters. So you can just carry forward all your proposal, but instead of PhD, you will be continuing your study in master program. Right, but after the qualification assessment, faculty will bring your list of name to the faculty, to the university for approval. Okay, so to quality committee of academic quality in UTM in faculty level, to JAPSU, as well as finally under the subsenate of teaching and learning subsenate committee. So once approved, then you can proceed with your research proposal. Okay, is there anyone here under fast track? If you have any question, feel free to ask me now, or because I'm going to continue with the full research after this. Okay, no question? Well, then I'm going to continue with the progress report. Remember that for mixed mode student as well as full research student, every semester you have to register your dissertation and your thesis code subject. Okay, so that you have to be assessed your progress. Your progress during your research will be assessed. Starting from semester 1, 2024-2025, the assessment, the progress report assessment is through my UTM portal. Previously, you have to fill in your progress report in the GSMS. Okay, so starting from this semester, you have to fill in your progress report in my UTM portal. So my UTM portal is all the things that you are now assessing all the information, registration of subject. So now even the progress report is there. So it's under the student portal, under academic, and then you will see the under research, there will be progress report link. Okay, from there you can fill in all the information. So you have to add new for your current semester, and then there will be some eye symbol for you to get all the report slips. Okay, now filling in the information is actually not different compared to the GSMS. The same information is needed, except that the system now is under a different server, right? Well, you have to save your button to avoid any misses information. One of the things that you have to know, don't copy paste from Microsoft Word. It might create some kind of error towards the system because Microsoft Word have hidden symbols. So please use Notepad, which is just a normal text editors, okay, if you wish to save. But actually you can just write directly in the system because you can save again and again until you finally satisfied, then you can press button submit. Okay, and please upload all the relevant document needed towards your promotion. This semester, okay, this semester you have to fill in the you don't have to upload your publication, which is your article published. It will be directly extracted from the Radis system. Radis system is one of the publication system that your supervisor will upload any kind of publication that you do with your supervisor. As thesis progress report is between you throughout your journey in UTM, so papers that have your name that uploaded in the Radis will be available here. Okay, so you don't have to fill anything here, but fill in all the other information, which is the non-academic activities, such as you join the postgraduate student society activities, or the webinar, or this colloquium. Please upload here, okay? The certificate, if you have the certificate, then upload the certificate showing that this is the activity that you have done this semester. Okay? So that your supervisor know what you are doing. If you are actually attending any kind of a training or a webinar or conference, then upload this under the activities. And then finally, remember that you have to click submit, or else your information will be, your status will become incomplete. So you have to click submit, then your supervisor will get a notification through email, and then they can start assessing you and provide you with the score. And this will create some kind of a final result. So the result from the progress report is either satisfactory, unsatisfactory, or fail. So I wish you all have a satisfactory status on your progress report assessment every semester. So in order for you to get this satisfactory status, please make sure that you are doing a progress every semester that your supervisor satisfied. Okay, for your information, if this semester you get this unsatisfactory status, okay, then next semester, again, you get this unsatisfactory status, you will become failed. Your status will be automatically changed to gagal, fail. Right? Twice unsatisfactory, two consecutive unsatisfactory will result KG or fail. Under the progress report, your supervisor can also directly give you GG or fail. Will become KG later on your transcript. So please do all the necessary things. I understand that some of you are doing your work. You are actually a career person. You are doing your research. But please, when you are registering as a student, you are holding a responsibility as a student, together with your current responsibility. So please manage your time, manage your responsibility equally to make sure that you can progress as planned. Okay? So just to remind you all, this is actually something that you have to know. So be careful as early as you can. Please make a good progress and plan well. Okay. Remember that the maximum semester for PhD is 60. 16 semester, 8. And maximum semester for master is 8 semester, 4 years. If you go into that level, you are unable to submit yet your thesis, that will be Alright, this is all the progress report. Remember, you have to register your dissertation or thesis subject code, register every semester to make sure that your progress report can be filled in. And this is for all the active students. If you defer, okay, if you defer your study this semester, so you don't have to fill in the progress report. Okay, your name will be excluded to fill in the progress report. If you already submitted your thesis, okay, you already submitted your thesis, your status will be changed to V, status, examination status or peperiksaan. So all the students who have been changed the status from active to V, which is examination status, don't have to fill in the progress report because we will now be assessed by your Viva Muse. Yes, Yusra, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question about thesis submission, the final thesis submission.
Okay.
I heard from a colleague, from a friend that there is some, I think, time margin that you declare that you are going to submit your thesis in this semester, and then it's like 3 months before the final submission, or can you please explain that? How much time is given after you declare that you can complete it?
Okay, I'll go to that part after this.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Welcome. So any other question related to the progress report? Have you all filled in? The due date is actually yesterday. For every single of you, fill in the progress report in the system. And yesterday is the first day for your supervisor to start assessing your report. Okay, and then giving you the marks. Okay, finally, next is the one that Yusra asked, which is the thesis submission notice. So once you have done your, I'm not sharing with you the proposal, the first assessment, because after you ready, then you have to submit your proposal for first assessment. Then there will be some kind of some assessment done. The first assessment will be done, where you have to defend your proposal by at least 2 examiners. That your thesis, you can continue your proposal defense. Okay, come back to the PhD journey here, your full research student journey here. Okay, this one. Okay, this one. So during the proposal, usually you will get a notification from faculty asking your supervisor to nominate an examiner for students' first assessment or proposal defense. Then you have to submit your proposal with all the relevant form, and there will be a proposal assessment done between you, the examiner, and the faculty. And proposal defense will be done online. Usually, it will be done online. So you can be anywhere as long as you can access and there are no problem with the system. So once you've done that, you will get a result whether you can continue your proposal or redefend. Okay, redefend. For new student register this semester, first semester 2024-2025, you can defend your proposal as early as your first semester. If you were unable to present your proposal after third semester for PhD student, there might be a penalty where you might get TM or unsatisfactory status for your study. So I hope for the new student already done the proposal. So for those who already submit your proposal, congratulations. Now you are actually under your full research process. Okay, let's go back to the notice of the thesis or thesis submission. Now you've done that, you've done your proposal, you collect your data, you write your thesis. Okay, don't wait until the end of the study to submit your thesis. You must have at least. So what is actually the thesis submission notice? It's a notification for a student to submit a thesis for Viva Busin. Means that you as a student, now you are ready. You have to inform the university, you have to inform the faculty, I am ready to submit my thesis for Viva Busin. And your supervisor also agree that you are ready to submit your thesis for Viva Busin. Now, when you should apply for this NHT? At least 3 months before you submit the full thesis for Viva Busin. Why do you need that? Because there's a procedure to nominate the examiner, to appoint the examiner, to inform the examiner for the examiner to accept or reject the appointment. So that's the reason why you must submit your notice, your NHT, the thesis submission notice, at least 3 months before you wish to submit a thesis. Okay, so for Yusra, maybe you are planning, you're currently writing your thesis, you plan to submit this semester. The due date to submit your thesis for this semester is February. Okay, end of February. I don't remember the exact date. So assuming that end of this February is the last day for you to submit your thesis. So now already January. So you only have about 1 month before that. So you should be submitting your NHT in November. So you submit your NHT in November. Expected that you will submit your final thesis in February. Okay, so please plan well with your supervisor. So when can you submit the thesis? Okay, for master for research student, you can start apply for the NHT in 2nd semester. If you are a PhD student, you can apply NHT in your 5th semester. Okay, if this is your 5th semester, then you can start planning submitting your NHT. Apply for your NHT. And how to apply for NHT? Through the GSMS system. Now, what is actually the application's condition for you to apply for NHT? A, you must be active. You register this semester, so then you can submit your NHT this semester. If you currently defer, you cannot apply for NHT this semester. You have to wait for until next semester, register as an active student, then apply for the NHT. And the NHT will be certified by your supervisor. Your supervisor will nominate an examiner for PhD, for full research student, internal and external examiner. So they will nominate 3 names for internal examiner and 3 names for external examiner, subject to approval by the faculty. Right? Subject to approval of faculty and UTM. Okay, now then supervisor will send the system through GSMS. So the faculty send a notice to School of Graduate Study not later than 3 months before the expected date of the submitting the thesis. Now, once being approved, the NHT, you have 1 year validity period. So you plan to submit 3 months. So you submit in November, expected to submit in February, and suddenly you have a problem. So you were unable to submit in February, so you have to register next semester. Okay, so your NHT valid until November 2025. Right, so for how to apply through the system, our GSMS system, 3 months before, your supervisor will review and then approve the NHT application, nominate the chairman, the examiner, the student examiner, the chairman and the others will be nominated by the faculty. Then the list of names will be brought forward towards the Faculty Academic Quality Committee meetings for approval. And then the final names will be brought to the JAPSU meeting for final approval before it will be, they will appoint the examiner through letter, depends on the acceptance of the examiner. Now, if you unable to submit your thesis after 1 year, which the NHT have been not valid anymore, then you have to apply again. Okay, so please plan well. So when you start, make sure within 1 year you submit it. Yes, the publication requirement has to be paid. Oh no, NHT, you don't have to fulfill the publication when you submit the NHT. The publication is when you submit the thesis. NHT just a notice saying that I'm going to submit. But the things is the one you wish to submit the NHT. That's actually through the system. Your proposal must be ready. Okay, your proposal, your abstract is ready. And then because you have to fill in the abstract, because the abstract have to be submitted to the panel examiner. So then they will go through your proposal, your abstract. And if they actually are not within their research area, some of the examiner might reject the appointment. So then there will be another nominee. We have to nominate the other names for that. Okay, I get a few questions. I unable to catch the question yet. I have to open the chat. Okay, so question is about the publication. Right, I have that in my slide later on. So this is still NHT. So under NHT, you don't have to fulfill the publication yet. You just have to make sure that you are ready. But usually when you're ready to submit NHT, you already maybe waiting for an approval or acceptance. So you have done something with the publication. So the process of NHT is the NHT have to be verified by the supervisor. It's only valid for 1 year. And the minimum semester for intention is for PhD in your 5th semester, for master in your 2nd semester. Now, the external examiner usually being nominated by your supervisor, internal or external examiner, but your supervisor usually will discuss with you whether you agree that examiner being nominated for approval by the university, faculty and university. So you still have your say if you didn't want this person to become your examiner and justify with your supervisor. He or she will definitely find someone else to replace. Okay? And to become an examiner, there's actually rules for the examiner that university have to check on that. So you can nominate, but that person might not be eligible to become the examiner. So your supervisor will know about this. Now, this is all the process. They have to go into faculty level for the nomination to confirm the list of name, and then under JAPSU for approval, and finally to send an email for invitation on the nomination of the examiner. This is the list of numbers of a list nomination. I don't think you have to read. Your supervisor will know about this. Okay, finally, during the Viva Voice, I'll go into the publication requirement later on. We have this here actually. Okay, so now your NHT is active. So then you are going to submit your thesis for Viva Voice. This is the requirement for you to submit your thesis. Your NHT is valid your supervisor approve that your thesis is ready to be evaluated. Now, when you submit your full thesis, faculty will check from cover to cover whether all the information written in your thesis is correct. They're afraid that you submit without the approval by your supervisor. Okay, your supervisor have to sign the proposal, the thesis to be submitted to the university. Okay, so the supervisor have to approve. Now, fulfill the postgraduate academic rules and regulations related to you are actually an active student, your NHT is valid, and other regulation that you can refer to the document. Now, when you write your thesis, please follow UTM thesis manual. This is very important. You have to also check the plagiarism, the similarity index of your thesis, and then you have to fill in the plagiarism check verification. All the form needed can be found in the website, as well as usually the faculty will email you all the needed document for you to submit your thesis. Okay. There will be an examination fee related to this. So once you're ready, you have to pay the fee for all the new enrollment after 2016, 2017. So you have to pay the fee for Viva, 2,500 for PhD student, and 1,500 for Master for Research student. In case you have to resit or reviva or resubmit for thesis correction, then you have to pay another 2,000 ringgit for PhD and 1,000 ringgit for Master for Research student. I hope that you don't have to do this. Okay, this is the fees for oral viva. So this is additional apart from your normal registration every semester fee. The submission maximum pages for master thesis is 200 pages. For PhD is 300 pages, not including appendices. So if you include the appendices, maximum for PhD is 350, while for master is 250 pages. So plan carefully on your write-out. So this is the one I said that supervisor have to agree, verify that your thesis is equivalent, because they are actually the quality controller. And you can run your similarity index through the Turnitin. UTM have this Turnitin software to check the similarity index. They can also check on the artificial intelligence, AI similarity status in there. So if you are using AI to support, to do anything, you have to fill in the declaration form. Unless you are using that for proofreads. Right, this is the publication requirement for thesis submission. Okay, so all of you here might be those before joining UTM before 2021-2022. Okay, if you are those master student joining UTM before 2021-2022, you have to submit at least one publication that has been accepted or published in either journals, conference, or book chapter for the submission, for the thesis submission, for oral, for viva post examination. It's the same rules for those intake after 2022 for master for research student. So any publication in journal, publication in conference proceeding, publication in book chapter, as long as it's properly published, okay, and accepted and published. So for master student, please make sure that this has been done before you submit the thesis. So don't wait until the end of the semester, at the end of your study. Okay, for PhD student, I don't think there will be any of you under the 2010. This is too long before, but some of you might still under this intake. Okay. So for the student who enroll in 2016-2017, you have to publish at least one journal article or two conference proceeding article, article index in Scopus, ERA, or Web of Science. Okay, for mixed mode student, you have no requirement for thesis submission. For mixed mode student, no requirement for thesis submission, for dissertation submission on publication. Okay, that is for mixed mode. This is for full research. For mixed mode student, you don't have any requirement to publish before you submit your thesis. For master for research student and for PhD student, there's a requirement. For master student, at least one publication in conference, in journal or book chapters. Not necessarily index, any publication. Okay? For PhD, 2016, 2017, before 2022, you must at least publish 2 conference proceeding or 1 publication index in journal, journal index, journal article index in Scopus, ERA or website. For those intake 2021-2022, okay, the condition is either you publish in a journal index on Web of Science, or you publish 2 articles accepted or published in a journal indexed in Scopus, ERA, or MySite list. Okay? Okay, so before I continue further, I think there must some question on the publication. Right. Is it acceptable to have a co-investigator to one of my publication, like having me the primary, my supervisor, and the co-supervisor company, and then another? Yes, Muhammad. For the publication acceptance for thesis submission, the condition is you must be the first author. Okay, you must be the first author. 2, the date of acceptance and publication is within your study. 3, your supervisor must be one of the co-author. So you can have other co-investigator, maybe a proofreader, as the co-author for your article, as long as you the first author of the publication. Okay, next question. Before enrolling a PhD student, you publish several papers unrelated to your PhD. Is this previous publication impact when complete? Okay. When you say something about impact, in terms of the article, you cannot use the article as the publication requirement for your thesis submission because you have published that before you before you register for your PhD program. The second impact is, if you're doing something related to your research and there's some kind of a similarity, and that might cause an issue. If it's actually totally a different paper, no issue on that. Okay, Izati? Am I answering your question? Okay, good. Any other question on publication? Right. So I think I have to share a bit on my site. Yusra, you have a question?
Oh, no question. Thank you.
Okay. Right. So for those who enroll UTM for PhD program after 2021, 2022, this is my citation index website. Okay, but they are actually shifting into a new server, so they will inform you later. Currently, you can still refer to this. So this my site indexing is until 2021. So yes, you can see, I put this on the chat as well, if you would like to copy the link. This is my site. So you can submit to the journal index here for graduate, for student, 2 articles published in my site index journal. So if you're actually under education, you are actually under one faculty. So this is some of the journal that you can try to submit for approval, for acceptance, and then you can use that as the requirement for you to submit your thesis for viva voce. Okay, ERA is another index. We have this website under UITM. You can still refer to this as well. This is ERA. Okay, so journal title. This is indexed by Australia, Excellent Research for Australia. So this is a list of journal that you can try to submit as a condition for you to submit thesis. So remember, the duration for the paper to be accepted and published might take 1 year. So please plan well. So this is your third semester or fourth semester. So that is the time that you have to start planning your write-up. Start writing and then submit it. So that by the time you want to submit your thesis, you already have a paper accepted or published in the journal, indexed in ERA or MySite or Scopus. For student enrolled before 2021-22, ERA, Web of Science or Scopus. Okay, for Scopus and Web of Science, you can search from library UTM link. Okay, your publication, okay, question on if one of my publication is still related to the educational technology field, but not so related to your thesis title, is it acceptable? It depends. Sometimes when we start doing our PhD, we have a different route. So we would like to see idea B, but then we explore idea A. So as long as it's actually published within the range and not too far from your research area, it can still be accepted as a condition to submit your thesis. So if it's still under education, maybe not directly educational technology, but education, yes. Okay, so maybe it's not on the education, but more on the technology. But yes, as long as you submit that published or accepted during the duration of you studying in UTM. Am I answering your question, Muhammad? Okay, I think that's... Okay.
Can I have a question?
Yes, sure.
Yes. If my application is not exactly under the title, I mean, it's related to, but it's not so related. So who will decide? Is it the supervisor will decide, or another panel will decide? I'm not sure. Who will who are in charge of that to decide whether it's related or not?
Your supervisor.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because your supervisor name must be there as a co-author. So he or she will verify that there's actually some part of this related to the research, even though just not the whole things, but some part of it. So they will say that they will sign your articles saying that this is actually the article that you have published. Because once you submit, you have that, your supervisor will sign. Okay, your supervisor verify that. Okay. Okay, so I think I can continue with the other topic.
Oh, can
Yes.
I ask something?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, do we need two in our publications or one is enough for
Okay,
for
that,
thesis?
for thesis, for PhD, you need 2.
Okay.
Okay. For ERA, Scopus, or MySite, you need 2. If you publish in Web of Science, you just need 1. Okay.
Director, can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah, I have published one paper in Scopus, but it's entered because the Scopus during the February 2026.
Okay.
For this while, the paper just in the database like ResearchGate and Semantic Scholar. So if I have a Viva during this year, so is my publication is still accepted or not?
Okay, you already have an email notification saying that it has been accepted and will be published, right?
Yes, I have received a letter that shows that
That's enough. Yes, that's enough. As I said here, accepted or published. So accepted means you get an email notification that it has been accepted. So attach that. When you submit your thesis, attach your letter of acceptance to your full paper that's going to be published. 3, a proof that that journal indexed in ERA or Scopus or MySite or Web of Science. For publish, it's already published, then you can you already indexed, then you can just print the article, the screen that it's already being indexed in the Scopus, ERA, or websites. If it's not yet published, you have to print the journal status saying that index in Scopus until which year. So print it out and attach together with your paper and as well as the email acceptance. That's enough for you to as a proof for submitting your thesis for Viva.
Okay, thank you, Doctor.
Okay, I think that's answer most of your question. I hope that clear. Okay, Shuang Yang, you can request that form from faculty. Okay, for the form. Please request that form from faculty, the one that faculty provide you in SPS. Usually there's a password because that is for certain is for the student, you can download directly. For especially for the faculty, there is a password that need to be filled in. So you can email to the faculty to get that form. Okay, I'm going to continue to the next topics now. So now you have submitted, you have fulfilled all the requirement to submit your thesis. You have published at least 2 articles indexed in ERA or Webs or Scopus or my site. You your thesis notice of thesis submission intention is valid. Your supervisor verified that you are ready. Your thesis is completed. Okay, then you fill in all the form. Your similarity index is less than 20% for all chapter as well as for each chapter. So chapter 1 less than 20%, chapter 2 less than 20%, chapter 3 less than 20%, chapter 4 less than 20%, chapter 5 less than 20%, and finally all chapter combined is less than 20%. And then you fill in the form. So you submit to the faculty, then faculty will process your application. They will submit your thesis to the examiner that has been appointed earlier, agreed by the university, and then they will set the date for the Viva Voce. The examiner will return the form of assessment before your Viva Voce day of presentation, the oral examination day. So this is the result that you will be getting. You might not be getting that yet. It will be returned to the faculty, and the faculty will inform your supervisor might have that information earlier or not. Usually they just 1 day before your Viva Voce. So if one of the examiner give E as the result for the assessment of your thesis submission, and the second examiner give C or D or E, you are unqualified for the oral examination and automatically will get failed as the result of your thesis submission. So that's the reason why your supervisor have to agree and verify that your thesis is completed. So please listen to your supervisor. If they say something about, I think you have to add a few things. You polish it, you have to correct back this one. There must be some concern from your supervisor because this is the reason. If one of them give you E and another one give you C, D, E, you are unqualified for the oral examination and automatically you will get failed for your result of your Viva Voce. Okay, make sure that that being carefully done. Right, so in order for you to do the Viva Voce have to be done physically in UTM. The external examiner might not be coming to UTM, so they might be in a web conferencing. So the students have to be in the physical room for the Viva Voce together with all the others, the supervisor, your internal examiner, and the chair. But sometimes you need to do the examination for Viva Voce online. So there's a rule for that. You have to apply. You have to apply to the faculty and subject to the approval. And usually, there's certain restrictions that might allow you to do the online Viva. Such as maybe you have to be quarantined by in your country, so you cannot come to Malaysia due to the infectious disease, or maybe there's an issue with your visa or your immigration issues, or maybe you have some kind of problems with travelings, health problem, any kind of emergency. But remember, this is subject to the approval by the faculty and university. Okay, so when you apply for this, you have to be supported. Your application have to be supported by your supervisor, and then have to be submitted to the faculty. You have to provide all the relevant document. If you say you have a health issue, there must be a medical certificate. Okay, medical information from your doctor. If you are saying about you are unable to come to UTM due to a work problem, so there must be a letter from your company saying that they did not allow you to travel within this time frame, which is might clash with your date of your viva voce. So there must be some kind of evidence saying that. So you cannot just say I cannot come due to this. There must be an evidence. But then finally, all the documents have to be checked and verified and subject to final approval. So be ready that as the default, your viva voce will be done physically. Then finally, once you've done your viva voce, during the viva voce, please make sure that you do all the necessary. I believe you have been, there's so many seminar or sharing session on what to do during the viva voce, the tips and tricks on that. I'm just going to go through on the rules and regulation. After you do your viva voce, there will be a result given to you by the examiner. And the chairperson will discuss and come out with a mutual agreement of what is actually your final result. So you might get A. A means they are very satisfied with your result. So you can no correction, you can directly submit your thesis for hardcover binding. If you get B1, means that the some minor correction need to be done. So for master, you have 1 month to do correction. For PhD, maximum 3 months for you to do the correction. If you get B2, B2 means that for B1, only supervisor will confirm the correction have been made. For B2, the correction have to be confirmed by the examiner, whether internal examiner or external examiner or both. So they have to verify that you have done the correction based on their comment. So you need to fill in the table of correction saying this is the comment from the chair, this is the comment, this is the previous page, and this is what the correction, this is what you have done to answer the comment. Okay, this is the correction that you have done to confirm the comment. Now, the duration is maximum 6 months for PhD and 3 months for master. In case the examiner did not satisfy with the standard of your writing thesis, then you might need to resubmit the thesis for examination. If just for thesis correction, they might give you C1. If they give you C2, means that you have to resit. You have to do the reviva, where again, the session of the viva will be done second time. And you have 12 months for PhD and 6 months for master, maximum duration for you to do the correction and submission. In case that the final result is D, means that you is, I don't think there will be previous student, okay? So for the intake, semester 2, 2022 above, if you get D, means that you get unsatisfactory. So you fail, but then you can register back as a research master student. You can continue your PhD, do the correction, and then submit for master thesis. If you get E, you will be awarded as failed. Okay, you are not qualified to be awarded a degree. Now, sometimes you need more time. You have 6 months maximum for you to do the correction. And until the end of the 6 months, you are unable to finish due to a certain circumstances that you can't avoid, unavoidable circumstances. For that, you can discuss with your supervisor to request for an extension of the duration of the correction. Okay, but this is subject to approval by the university. So you have to write an application. You have to apply with your supervisor to the faculty. Faculty will bring this and then for discussion at the university and whether to approve or not. Or else you have to submit by the due date set by the faculty. You will get an email informing that this is the due date for you to submit your correction. Fail to submit within the time that have been specified might cause you to be fail and not qualified to be awarded a degree. So be careful on that. Okay. And finally, if you have done all the corrections, submit to the university, submit to the faculty approve, then they will say something about, okay, you have been approved, now you can submit your hardcover binding, your thesis binding. You can bind your thesis. Okay, I saw a question, sorry, I'll check the chat. Okay, effective date of the postgraduate degree, submission of the correction of the date of the Senate letter. Okay, the effective date of the postgraduate degree means that you have submitted, you have to do the correction. Okay, the date is Senate. The date is the Senate letter. Okay, the date is Senate letter. There will be two dates. One is the date of the Senate. One is the date of passing your PhD. Passing your PhD is the date you submit the thesis. Okay? If it's an A, it's the date of you submit the thesis, that is the date. And then there will be a date of Senate letter. Senate, not the Senate letter, the date of the Senate for graduation. That is the date for your PhD. Okay? Finally is the thesis guideline. Please follow the thesis writing guideline. The thesis writing guideline, no password for that. The thesis template, no password for that. Form, yes, some form have a password that you have to fill in. So if that is the case, request the form from the faculty. Okay, one of the things that I would like to remind you all is the abstract. It's very important for you to get an approval on your abstract for your thesis binding, even during the submission of the thesis for correction. Okay, so thesis binding, because this abstract will be brought towards the approval by the sub-Senate meetings and then for graduation in the Senate meeting. So please check your abstract carefully and submit that earlier. Once that being approved, then you can bind your thesis. So the process for checking the abstract might take a few days to weeks. So proofread if you need. Follow the template guide by the faculty. Okay? And verify again and again with your supervisor. You have to, there's three language, English and then Malay language. You must have these two abstract in Malay and English language. So the Malay version must be equal definition and a subject with the English version. So that is another thing that have to be checked by your supervisor and faculty. Okay, I will share this presentation later on. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll share the PDF format. I will ask the committee to share with you. Okay, this is the template. This is the format for the hardcover binding. Only for full research students have to print the hardcover thesis. For master thought course and master mixed mode, you don't have to print hardcover for submission to faculty or UTM. You can print the hardcover just for your own copy. Okay, it's not compulsory for you to submit the hard copy. But for full research, you have to. One copy to the faculty. Okay, hardcover. And then the soft copy as well for the submission to the library. Okay, the blue one is for master, and then maroon is for PhD. Okay. The guideline, the thesis guideline, the templates, all that can be found in School of Creative Study. All right, so that is, I think, the sharing that I prepared for today. If any other question that you have, I can open to question. Any kind of question related to academic regulation and etc. is also allowed. So that's it. I open for question.
Good, Doctor.
Yes.
Can I add something? Yeah, as we know that most awarded is for graduate on time student.
Yes.
For example, the best postgraduate students. So they awarded that might be awarded to the student who is grad after time. I mean,
Okay,
thank you.
for PhD, the graduate on time under UTM is 42 months, 7 semester. But for academic award, we consider until 48 months, 8 semester for PhD. Okay, so if you just a few months, that you can still apply for that. You are eligible to apply for the academic award. So just make sure don't fall behind after 48 months. Okay? Yes, Yusra. Can you have a question?
I have
VPN.
actually written the question in the chat box as well. I've been unable to open GSMS with
Okay.
every kind of VPN that I could,
Yeah,
hold
you have to
access to.
open VPN every time you would like to access the VPN, and some of the link or system under bottom are UTM. So you just download the VPN suggested by faculty. I'll show you my screen because I'm actually not in UTM now. Okay, so vpn.utm.my. So there will be this one. Just log in using your ID, normal UTM ID, log in, and then just leave it like that. Then you can open your GSMS. And then you can open your system as long as your VPN is active. Okay. So just click on vpn.utm, then you have to install something in your computer, then you can do it. Because we have a problem of hacking from outside of UTM, which are causing problems. So this is the GSMS. But GSMS only for notice for thesis submission now. For progress report now, you can just go to portal My UTM. So that's much more easier for you now because that is a central system. So GSMS, I think this might be the final year for thesis submission notice. We will be we'll be moving toward the new system maybe early 2026. Okay, Yusra? So just click on vpn.utm.ny in your browser. I suggest better use my Internet Explorer or Edge apart from Google Chrome, because sometimes Google Chrome is so heavy to load the system. So I prefer to use Edge. Okay, I hope that can answer your question. Okay, any other question?
Doctor, is that the awarded for the best thesis award is also for the GOT student?
For Best Thesis Award under UTM, under SPS, under UTM, there are no Best Thesis Award. But under faculty, depends on the qualification or criteria that faculty will decide. Because faculty have, I think they have the Best Thesis Award under faculty level, nominated by the committee. Okay. Tapi untuk for UTM level, we don't have that. We just have the top academic award, and usually the criteria that consider is GOT, maximum 48 months for PhD, maximum 24 months for master. 2, your publication. Okay, so publication is actually one of the component considered. 3 is your activity. More activity you involve during your study here in UTM will give you more marks for that. If you get any kind of a competition where you get award, gold award, silver award, bronze award, that can help you to increase the score for you to be available to apply for the academic awards. And then Asasia, your personnel this will be recommended by the university, by the faculty. Okay, so not just only GOT. There are further requirement and rubric for assessment for you to qualify for that under university level. Under faculty also, they have that some kind of a rubric for them to assess, to select the best students for postgraduate students. Boleh try, Miza. Okay? Just make sure that you graduate before 48 months. Okay? Other question? Right. So I think, can we take a picture as a for sharing for our session today? Can you open your camera so that I can share this to the others? Right. So I hope that you all start planning now because you will be submitting your thesis. Okay. I have to open the next screen. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. Why did I cannot see? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much. See you all in the next session, and please support. If you have any question, feel free to email me, Norah at UTN. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening, everyone.